I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Maureen, I'm the keto cook for Matthew's Friends, and today I'd like to show you how to make a cookie and cocoa nighttime snack. Now this is made to an MCT snack ratio and it's using Betaquik. "22 grams of egg white, 2 grams of butter, 10 grams of self-raising flour, 6 grams of ground almonds, 40 grams of Betaquik, 2 grams of cocoa, and a few squirts of liquid sweetener. So to start making this, you first take your egg white and you're just going to whisk it just to froth it up. You're not going to make meringue with it or anything like that. It's really just to break it down a bit. You see, it's frothy. It's nowhere near thick. It's just frothy, but it's turned a little bit more liquid and separate. It's not so glutinous. So you just put that to one side. And then you get the rest of your ingredients. You'll need a bowl first. And then you take your ground almonds straight in. And the flour. Just make sure you get it all out. Again, a pastry brush is useful for these dry ingredients. Gets the bits that are sticking. And just give those a little stir just to get them all mixed in. So then you get your melted butter, so you just whiz that little bit of butter in the microwave for a second or two and it melts down. Again, this is all for the ease of mixing, and just put it in, scraping out. Give that a little stir and you just work it in and it'll just form like a crumble, and that's well mixed in. And then make sure, of course, that there's no bits stuck to the spatula at this stage. And then you go back to your egg white and you take your sweetener. Just put a squirt or two into the egg white. Make it nice and sweet, it's a treat. And then just pour the egg white in. Make sure there's none left, although egg white does come out pretty easily, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So that's all out. And then just work that in. So that works in very easily, very quick, and you get quite a wet mixture, and it's ready to prepare to cook. Now you can put this into cupcake moulds, and I just cut the bottoms off the cupcake moulds. They're very reasonable to buy, so you can sacrifice a few, and I found that it's about right. They'll come up to the top of this and brown a little easier, and it makes 3 of these, and this is going to be divided between the 3. I mean, it's best to get them as evenly as possible, but you don't have to go to the extreme of weighing it like you do for batching, because this is a complete snack meal and it will all have to be eaten. So just drop it in. Put a good spoonful in each one to start with, and then you can divide up anything that you've got left. It settles quite easily into the little dishes. Get it off the back of the spoon, and then just give it a little prod just to even it out a bit. So they're ready to go in an oven, which should be preheated to 180 degrees centigrade, 160 degrees if you use a fan oven or gas mark 5. Now, to make it easier to handle, you put these on a baking tray, and this is a very good recipe for batching up. You can have a good supply of these in the freezer, so each evening when you need that nighttime snack, all you have to do is get these out of the freezer. They'll defrost in no time at all, make the cocoa, and you're ready to go. Right, but that's the cookies in the oven, and they'll take about 10 to 12 minutes, and I'll now show you how to make the cocoa. In the pan here, I've got some boiling water. You can take that straight from your kettle and put it in your pan, and it's just coming to the boil. And you get your cocoa powder and put it in. When it's all in, just give it a stir, and because cocoa can be a bit bitter if you don't cook it, it's best just to let it simmer for a minute or two. Just like that, it's a slow simmer. So there, that should be enough. So just take it off the heat while you get the Betaquik. So you've got 40 grams, and just add it in. Make sure it's all in. So once that's in, give it another stir, and then get your liquid sweetener again. And you need a good squirt in cocoa. And then just pop it back on the heat again, just to warm it through, so that the Betaquik warms up, but you don't need to boil it again. You can see that's a nice light cocoa colour. Smells delicious. Once you think it's warm enough, you can pour it into a cup. There we go. And that is a nice cup of cocoa made with Betaquik.